All right, guys, we have a fun one today, and there's going to be a lot of reflections on this one just because of the crystal shape. But this one's really cool. This is something I've wanted to see for a while. Finally got my hands on it. Big thanks to the crew at Exquisite Timepieces in Naples, Florida. They continue to support the channel, the hobby, the enthusiast. Guys, they're champs in the watch world. They are champs. I've even heard them called the Disney World for the watch enthusiast, meaning that if you go to their store, I mean, heck, even if you go to their website, but definitely if you go to their store in Naples, Florida, which I highly recommend you doing, borderline a destination. I mean, who are we kidding? I did it. And hang out and go check out their watches. They're authorized dealer for over 60 brands. A lot of them luxury brands, but they have some more affordable stuff like this IKEPOD. And they have a lot of fun stuff, unique things, very unique movements, all that kind of stuff. And they're a great staff. They're a great crew. Highly recommend them. Pretty much, I mean, you can sound off in the comments if you want. If you've already had an experience, whether you purchased online or purchased in person, sound off in the comments. Let people know. Because Exquisite Timepieces, they're legit, man. They're the go-to source for pretty much every brand that you can think of, essentially. So get a hold of them, whether you're in their store or you call them. I'll put the link down below and the phone number and stuff like that. You know, you can ask for Nick, Tyler, Graham, and Joe. Let them know that Random Rob sent you, and you'll be all set. All right, back to the watch. IKEPOD. Pretty wild. This is called the SeaPod. This brand has history. It kind of was there and then went out of business and then came back. New ownership, revitalized new designs and everything. And this design here, legit. I know I say this a lot about watches I get on the channel, and I truly do intend to add one of these watches to my watch collection at some point. Little low on funds right now, but I know it's going to happen eventually because this thing is so unique and so fun. Definitely have to add it. It's a 46 millimeter case. And as you can see, it's basically just 46 millimeter. It is the way it is. The lug to lug, technically a little bit shorter, but that's why it wears, like when you put it on the wrist, it wears like a 42, 43 millimeter watch, even though it is a 46 millimeter wide watch. Completely wearable, regardless of your wrist size. And I'm not playing around here, guys. You'll see it when I put it on my wrist. It's even more wearable than, say, like a Seiko Tuna, which really, diminishes on wrist. This one does it even more because those lugs are basically tucked up underneath the case, like a UFO case. Has a fairly small crown here, probably about a 5 millimeter crown. I forgot to measure it. Actually, I can measure it right now. It is, it's about a 4 millimeter crown. It is a screw down crown, 200 meter water resist. I measure the lugs, I think around the thickness of it is 18 millimeter. I didn't measure the lug because it is more of a proprietary system, but it is 18 millimeter thick, but that's including that double dome sapphire crystal. So these really comfortable silicone straps, they're held in, there's like a screw. So this side here and then this side here. So you remove that screw pin, it's not a spring bar, and you can pop those off. They sell orange ones. I did even notice that I don't know if Exquisite can get it, but they did make a bracelet for this. I don't see this one on bracelet. I really don't. I think this one belongs on these silicone straps. I think it just is more comfortable. It flows better on wrist. That would be my preferred method of wearing. Let's zoom in. Again, I'm trying to get some different angles here so you can see the dimension on that dial. It's not quite a sandwich dial. They did like these cutouts for the indexes, but then put these orange dots in there. And it really ties in with the orange handset. Of course, the SeaPod printing for the model. You have all of the minute track laid out in that very deep angled chapter ring. And then check out that fitment. It's basically integrated bezel into the case. It is so tight and it does rotate. It's 120 click. I'm going to rotate it here in a second for you. Here's a look at the display case back showing off the movement. It is automatic Miyota 9039 movement, no date. So that'll keep your time going very well. Now, let's operate this bezel. There's no grip, right? It's the angle. It's the angle and the size of it It is completely easy to turn. It is like, there's no problems. It feels like any other bezel. Like, it's so bizarre because you look at it and you're like, well, does it even turn? It looks like it's part of the case. There's no rider tabs. There's no knurling. But yet you can easily turn it. And yeah, there we go. Lines up. Okay, let's zoom back out. Let's pop this on wrist. And these are on sale. At least this one's on sale at Exquisite right now. So normally the price is $16.50. Again, this is a snapshot in time, so it could change. But I'll put a link down below with a direct link to the website so you can check it out. They have it on sale right now for $12.37. Here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. Very comfortable and wears much smaller than that 46 millimeter stated dimension. And look how if you're in the watch world and there's other watch people around, somebody's going to say something about this. They're going to come up and go like, what is that UFO on your wrist? And you're going to say it's an IKEPOD, SeaPod. There's a lot of pods. It's very cool. Check it out. Pop it off wrist, hand it to them. They're going to go, that's really weird. Then they're going to put it on their wrist and they're going to go, I get it. I get it. It's actually really cool. It's very fun. Let's give it a quick blast with the UV light. Kill the studio lights and check out the lume on this guy. Check out how they did the lume. Very cool. Very cool. Gives it so much dimension, both in the light and the dark, the way they did that dial. Absolutely love it. And then there's some models that actually had a fully loomed bezel too. They did lume print in the bezel. I think that might have been like the black DLC ones or something like that. But this one is just painted in. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next vid.